The first time that I played Countdown Vampires years ago, I figured all the voice actors and actresses were those people that really don't know what they're doing, but they're hired because they're cheap, like the cast of the first Resident Evil, for instance. But in some cases, I could not be more wrong. In fact, Keith Snyder's voice actor is Jeff Manning, one of those many American voice actors who decided to move to Japan to do a lot of dub work in anime and video games. If we just go by his video game credits alone, some of his roles include being the announcer and master hand of the first Super Smash Bros., Leon Raphael in the Virtua Fighter series, starting with Virtua Fighter 4, Megatron, Galvatron, and Trypticon in the Transformers game from 2003, Roger Buster and Don Genie in F-Zero GX, Andy Bogard in The King of Fighters 12, and the Red Bomber in Super Bomberman R. Whew, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So, Mr. Manning, I apologize if I've ever made fun of you, or if anybody else has made fun of you thinking you were just a nobody, but you're actually quite incredible, especially as Leon Raphael, because as we all know, Leon's the best character in Virtua Fighter, aside from Jackie Bryant.
Alright. Now that we have saved, in case I possibly make a dumb mistake, which, let's be real, this is actually my third time trying to record this because I had issues with something coming up. Yeah, up. Oh, that's right. She actually cannot get hurt by those things, which is nice. So we are going to run away. We're going to be cowards. But also, we know, spoiler alert, there's going to be a boss fight. And epically failing on the boss fight is why I'm on my third time doing this. I almost saved my original clip because it had the game over screen, but nah, to be honest, you can look up game over screens very easily nowadays, and the clip itself wasn't even that good. So let's see what's down this really long hallway. This game just has a fetish for those, because there's so many of them. It's not even funny. And we get to the locker room. But the thing about this locker room, you know, some locker rooms will have a vending machine so that companies can get even more money out of their employees. Well, no vending machines here. Oh, I'm a... See? Now I'm being an idiot. Fire truck it. Now, thankfully, you could not hurt Misato, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, there are no vending machines, which means that getting money from saving vampires is practically, or saving humans turned into vampires, is practically worthless. Let's go ahead and heal up just to be safe. So at this point, there are still going to be more vampires after we get a little bit further, but it's really not worth saving them because there's only... Actually, I lied. There are 2 more vending machines in this game, but they aren't around for about another, like, 45 minutes, maybe? I don't know. I'm getting through this game faster than I originally thought, so who knows?
Hurry up and go inside now.
Huh?
You're not going to explain you're going after the man that's been threatening her this whole time? Okay. Just leave her behind? Jeez, Keith. And I thought Henry in Silent Hill 4 was bad. Well, at least Henry doesn't say, like, vague, stupid stuff when he goes down the ladder. Also, the first time you play this, I don't know how they expect you to figure out where this guy went. I also theorize this guy is a vampire hunter. He's supposed to be like a modern Van Helsing, but it doesn't really matter. It sadly doesn't. But now, because I think that would, knowing that would help you know to go to this room in particular, but otherwise, meh.
This isn't Gale's coffin. This is the family coffin.
Bought at a family discount.
Gale's family?
Ah! Blood from the coffin. No! Did that girl spill any blood on his coffin?
You didn't even let him answer the question. Whoa. What was that burp?
What
Okay, that was completely pointless. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to run back to the same area where we were just at because we're about to go to the parking garage. So once again, this game is just loaded to the brim with padding. You know the Sum 41 album, All Killer, No Filler? This game would be the opposite. This would be all filler, no killer. I mean, there's a few good moments, but seriously, this game is not worthy of spanning 2 discs.
Emergency alert. All personnel, please evacuate immediately. We are closing all exit doors.
So you want people to evacuate, but you're closing the exit doors. Oh yeah, this is a 2-disc game, for those that didn't know. Now before we go to the next room, I'm gonna reload. Oh, I already did. Cool. Well, yeah, this is a 2-disc game, but it does not deserve to be a 2-disc game. It really doesn't, because most of the game length is just running around. But I guess to be fair, it's probably due to environment size more than anything, but it's just kind of funny. At least in my mind, it's funny.
Where are you?
Keith, over here! Hurry!
Come on, Keith. It's the slasher movie. We're supposed to bang in here, and then the monster kills us. Oh, wait, the monster arrived too early. No! Also, that scream was not... that scream wasn't even animated. She was just like... Like, I can't do a visual gag because you guys can't see my face, but it's just like... Alright, now this boss, there's kind of a pattern to it, but I'm gonna be real. Aside from when it goes in the air and you know it's gonna shoot bubbles, I have no idea what the hell you're supposed to do to fight it. So, I am going to be an idiot, and I am just going to, once it gets back on the ground, just keep shooting it and tanking the hits. Because like I said, this is my 3rd time at this boss encounter, and I do not feel like dealing with it any longer, especially since this is one of the more uninteresting boss fights I think I've encountered in a survival horror game. Not the worst, but it just shoots bubbles and then tries to strike you on the ground. And it's not interesting design-wise. It's just a bigger version of the bug enemies from earlier. I mean, okay, to be fair, there are bosses in the first Silent Hill that are kind of lame in design, but I don't know. Something about those is creepier? I'm not gonna chance it. Load up my Magnum revolver again, and let's run some more circles. And the sound effect was delayed. Okay. And it's gonna shoot more bubbles? Yep, more bubbles. Okay, I guess the strategy of saying F it and I'm gonna take hits seems to work, even though I haven't had to just tank it. I just shoot him with the Magnum and it works. Then again, that's the most powerful gun in the game, but still. Last time I played this, it was nothing like this. Also, I don't even know if I was hitting it while it was in the air. No, this boss fight really bugs me. And yes, pun intended. Because this thing is giving me nothing to say. Other than it looks really stupid. And that I'm sure the yellow fish from Finding Nemo is very happy. Okay. And that is it. We don't have to do anything else. You don't even have to run into the van. Because a cutscene will play. Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, that's my line!
Misato, hang on tight.
Now this is pod racing! Yippee! Sorry, had to throw in another Anakin Skywalker reference. And look, yes, they are supposed to be vampires, but they look like zombies. And to further add to the Star Wars analogy, it's gonna explode! Just like the Death Star. Gosh, this thing didn't let... You know, it's kind of lame that Leon Kennedy wasn't even on the job for one day and he lost his job, but this casino was not even open for one day and exploded. Alright, time for disc 2. And I'm not going to cut here because I think it's just funny that you guys are going to hear in the background me swapping the disc. As I said, this game is not worthy of being 2 discs. I mean, Metal Gear Solid very much is. Parasite Eve very much is. You know, Riven, the sequel to Myst, is 6 discs, and it's definitely worth that. But this? No, this is just silly. You know, if they didn't put so many long hallways and stupid things, they probably could have fit this whole game on 1 disc. Though, part of me wouldn't be surprised they made it multi-disc to make it seem cooler or better for marketing. Would not be surprised one bit. Alright, now we are driving in the desert. Nowhere to go, I guess.
Even in town, there were a lot of vampires.
You mean zombies?
Yeah, but it all started at the desert moon. We should be all right all the way out here.
Sure, with absolutely no life forms in sight and some cheap looking rocks.
What? We're out of gas.
He whines like Anakin.
There's a gas station over there, but the road is blocked.
Something's weird.
Oh, like you're acting? Yeah, that's very weird. Alright. Gotta move a paper off my desk. Alright. You know, you can't just have them go up this ladder in the cutscene. You have to actually do it. This game just loves to waste your time. It really does. So here we are. The mobile graveyard. This is the... We're about halfway through the game, I guess? There's like 3 major areas, including this one. And first is the Conjunction Junction Diner. No, it's not the Conjunction Junction Diner.
Misato, you stay here.
Also, her face wasn't like rendered for a second. It looked funny. Also, I love how the music here is just music from the earlier part of the game, but just sped up. That's really it. Seriously. At least this diner looks cool. Like I said, we're worn down buildings. I mean, as long as they're clean. I like a little bit of, I mean, I guess a little rust here and there, and some paint issues. Like, that doesn't bother me. But as long as the building is maintained in most other areas, like, I don't mind. I like older buildings. They just feel homey to me. Something about a brand new house with brand new paint, brand new everything just feels off to me. It seems too sterile, too unreal. And there's a werewolf! And I'm walking right into its path. Oh, this is great. Whoa. So we got another couple items here. And there's going to be a cabin with a save room. But it's got to suck living in a cabin that's surrounded by all these smashed cars. Oh, and of course it wasn't worth it. Like I said, there are only 2 more vending machines, and they are not for a while. So, forget anesthetics. But we will take a few more items. I mean, even though they're anesthetic B, they're practically pointless. They are really pointless. And whatever health items you get, I have never had to actually... Oh yeah, and they give you the maps for free. So at this point, you don't even have to buy maps. It's like the game forgot halfway through, oh yeah, we wanted to make the player having to acquire money to get resources a game mechanic. Or it's like, or maybe they had separate teams for the first and second disc. But then again, the second disc, or the first disc is where it starts giving you the map for free, so who knows. Now we get to go get hit by the werewolf. So I'll just shotgun him to death. And once he gets shotgunned to death, I can actually say what I was about to say. Because that guy rudely interrupted me. There we go. We get to go in a camper. Pretty cool, right? Oh, but it's locked. Oh, that's right, because the key is simply up this ladder. I mean, okay, true, you wouldn't want to leave your camper unlocked so that anybody could get in it, but why just put the key over there? Heck, why not keep it on your person? Ah, just get out of here. So that's, yeah, a few more vampires. But without vending machines, what's the point of saving them? So I just shotgun any other vampires I find throughout the rest of the game. I just shotgun them. No point to giving them anesthesia. Have you given him some anesthesia? Run me by that again. Have you knocked him out? Because you don't want him to go, ah, look at me! I don't think that's a good idea. Gosh, this is going to be just a marathon. This whole series is going to be, this whole thing is going to be like just a marathon of Whose Line references. Now, there is something easy to miss in this camper I'm going to note. I only realized it because I was an idiot and looked at the player's guide. You can interact with that. That is a lever. You're going to need to use it. Brings that ladder down. Also, that squeaking sound is pretty realistic. From the few times I've been in a camper like that, yeah, the squeaking is about right. Ugh, not a treat for years. Ugh, gosh, I remember having to cover my ears so many times with camping when camping equipment was involved. I also never liked camping anyways. I'm just not an outdoorsy person. Now, I like hiking, but, like, I want to sleep in a building, not a tent. Now, we're going to reload, because I just realized I never did. We're going to go up this ladder for something important. It's so weird, like, the first time you play a survival horror game versus the second or even third time. Because the first time you're just trying to figure out where the heck everything is and what the heck everything does. But then the second time around, you can oftentimes take what seems like shortcuts because you're not walking around wondering what something is or where something is. Like, here, I'm getting a key to that forklift. You might not have realized the first time around that that forklift by that pile of tires is actually important. But because I know it, I don't have to click on the forklift, see there's no key, and I just go here and I get it. It severely changes the experience. And, you know, that's, you know, maybe for a player that's for the better, but for, oh, that's right, there's nothing over here. Just a waste of time. But then from a story standpoint, that can seem worse or uninteresting. But I guess it also depends on the game, really. And some people complain that survival horror games are technically just really short and they're bloated out because of it. I beg to differ. The challenge of surviving to get all the items, I think, is what makes them interesting. But in this game where there's just so many running down just long hallways with almost no reason, and a lot of times these hallways don't even have enemies or traps or items or anything to make them interesting, it's just, ugh, yeah, not very fun. I mean, it's fun to make fun. I mean, this game is fun in the so bad it's good way with the dialogue and whatnot, but wait. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not the key to the... I'm thinking 2 steps ahead. That's the key to another thing we couldn't enter earlier, which was the storage room in front of the diner. So we get the freshest of fresh meat, like it hasn't even been cooked yet. Man, it's top tier and delicious, question mark. Man, this is being recorded like just as life seems to be coming back to normal after COVID-19. Like, even though I have eaten in a restaurant a couple times since the epidemic started, it still, for whatever reason, feels like it's been forever since I've eaten in a good cafe. I don't know why. I don't know, but then again, I'm also a big fan of, like, Food Network and stuff. So I'll frequently be seeing these restaurants like diners, drive-ins, and dives and being like, dang, I want to eat at a place like that. And speaking of food, and then also forklift key. Now, you know that chainsaw? It's hidden behind that case. Looks really awesome. There's a chainsaw storage shelf unlocked, can't be opened. Aww. So we need to get a key for that? Yep. A key for that awesome yellow chainsaw that, guess what? You don't even get to use it as a weapon. It's just to solve a puzzle. Lame. What's a horror game without a chainsaw? Well, okay, to be fair, I don't think a Resident Evil game actually had a chainsaw prior to 4, and even then you didn't get to use it. So, I guess that it is possible. But I think every Silent Hill had a chainsaw somewhere. You had to find it, but there is a chainsaw. Actually, I don't think Fatal Frame has chainsaws either. But man, Fatal Frame with a chainsaw would be kind of funny. Ready for a terrible cinematic? Notice how this cutscene is like even more compressed than ones in the first disc. Actually, here's what now that I see that and now I'm thinking about it, here's what I think is up. I think this game is 2 discs because they realized they couldn't fit it on one, but they didn't realize until that they couldn't fit it on one until after a lot of work had been done. So some of the cutscenes were compressed, but then... Excuse me, game. Reload, please. So some of the cutscenes and stuff had already been compressed as if they thought it was going to be a 1-disc game. And then they're like, oh, no, we're going to make it 2 discs, so it'll be fine. And then they didn't... Either they lost the original audio file, or they just didn't put the video file, and then didn't put the original back in or something. I don't know. And that's just the theory. Enough of stealing people's quotes, Vanessa. Alright. Now, I believe you could potentially brick your game if you don't get something in here. I've never tested this, but I don't feel like it. Like testing. But right over here is... Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. That's bullets to another gun. Right over here... Thank you. Is the log house key. You will need this. Because then... Also, why did he look like he was ready to bottom right there? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just... How can you see that pose and not make that joke? It's just like, what the hell? It's just... It's like a flat-out stripper move right there. I mean, then again, this game did start at a casino with strippers dancing, so I guess... Nope. Don't need that. Maybe Keith is tired of being in charge. No, I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna stop making those jokes. I know I'm not making the show for little kids, but like... Yeah. No, we're not gonna read the news. It's just... The story in this game is really not worth getting more... When you get more information for it, it just makes the story seem even more stupid than it already seems. Trust me. If you read a plot synopsis on Wikipedia or something, you're honestly fine. Let's make sure our weapons are reloaded. There really isn't a whole lot, aren't a whole lot of threats here. But now we have the key to the log house, which is not that house, despite what you would think. You are actually going to go past that gate, which is locked, and past that log house. You are actually going to go into this log house. Very descriptive, ain't it? I do like the aesthetic of log houses. I've never actually stayed in one, but I remember, I think the second time my family went to Disneyland, so this would have been around, was it Disneyland where we, or Disneyland, Disney World? Was it Disney World we stayed that had a hotel that was all that aesthetic? There was some place my family stayed where the entire, yeah, I think it was Disney World, had an entire hotel with that kind of aesthetic, which seemed really cool. Yeah, it was, because then the gift shop had a knockoff Lincoln Log set of that hotel that you could build, which was really cool. I think my family might actually still have that. I mean, how often is it that you go stay in a hotel and then you actually get to build a model of the hotel with something you buy from the gift shop? I mean, you don't really see Lego sets of your average, I don't know, a name random hotel brand here? Question mark? I don't know why I'm taking those bullets, because I don't even have the gun. But I think the gun, if I'm remembering correctly, the gun is over in this house. This is a house you don't even need to enter, technically. But it's got that automatic weapon. So, why not? Oh, that was a cheap shot. That was a cheap shot. You know it, game. Ugh. That was also a cheap shot, and you know it, game. Ugh. At least pay quality money for your services, okay? Pay quality for your money shots. And yes, I'm just letting those jokes go on because at this point I'm like, screw it. University Notebook. It's about college students actually testing the vampire stuff. I kid you not. Or it's either they were testing it or they were investigating it. Either way, it's kind of dumb. Like me! Because I'm picking up bullets to a gun I don't even have. But wait a second. What's this unassuming yellow package on this bed? It is the gun in question. And the nice thing about this gun, it has an unlimited ammo count. You can literally put as many of those bullets in that thing as you want. Now, sadly, the bullets just don't automatically add to it, so you still do need one more inventory space, which is kind of dumb. But hey, it's worse. It's far from the worst design flaw I've ever seen. Oh, look, another box. It's like a takeout box. That's what those yellow boxes kind of remind me of. It's like a takeout box. Gosh, I'm just thinking about restaurant food so much. And I even just ate, so I should be fine. Wait, how'd you get...
What's wrong?
You know what, whatever.
The vampires!
They sparkle!
Get
No,
in
I'm
the
just
trunk of the
kidding.
car. It's safer there than anywhere else.
But I want to be with you.
Until I get you home safely, do as I say, all right? We can see each other after all this.
All right. I'll wait for you.
I'm sorry. Well, Twilight is not that great as a series. I have no problems with how the vampires look. It's just it's another interpretation, you know? I think I might have already said that before. But yeah. I like vampires don't sparkle jokes. I don't think they're that funny. I mean, not everything has to look like Bela Lugosi. Another useless anesthetic. No thank you. So we are exploring this old house, which has lots of bullets laying around everywhere. Must not be safe for the grandkids! Oh, fire truck it. Reload You can reload faster than that, Keith. You're a cop. At least you should be able to. I think I will have that drink right away, just to be on the safe side, even though I've got 2 foods. So now we got 3 doors. Nope, this door is locked. You're going to want to go in here first. Because here you're going to find a bourbon management chart, which I will show you later, but believe it or not, a chart for managing the storage of bourbon is going to be used for a puzzle. Key to the chainsaw shelf. It'd be nice if we could go back to it, but that gate is locked, so we have to find another gate first. And I can't take that. Healing item for later, I guess. Wait, did I already try to get this? No, that's shotgun shells. Okay, cool. So we can't access the chainsaw shelf. Chainsaw shelf. I the very model of a modern major general. Every animal. I know the kings of England and a better public article. And then this is just something that tells you how to use the bourbon chart. Oh wait, no, that's the mandible. It's one of these things tells you how to use the bourbon chart. Yeah, that diary. No, we're not gonna read it because I already know how to play this game. And then there's a guest house map, which lets you in on a little secret that you might not have noticed at first. I certainly didn't notice it at first. It's kind of clever how they gave you the map. It's one clever thing this game does. They give you the map, because you look through all these rooms, like, that only other room right there is locked. What do I do? And then the map shows, oh, this is a passageway. Because it kind of looks like a rug with how the graphics are rendered. But with the map, then you know, oh, that's a door. It's pretty cool. One of the few cool things this game does. Oh, that's right, can't. Put them on the ceiling, try to make them my own. People line them and see, but there never seems to be enough space. But I can take the shotgun shells. Alright. Right here. There's a push button combination lock. Enter the combination. Not gonna enter it. I mean, I've got the combination. I could just punch it in, but you know, I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna show you what you need to do. So we go to the file. We look at Moses' diary. He says, been a while since I've seen the grandkids. So yeah, this place definitely isn't safe for grandkids. Something very happy, maybe very happy. Finally got that bourbon that I've been wanting for some time. Barely get to sleep. Since I didn't want the bourbon to get stolen, I stowed it on shelf 11 in the storage area and locked the door. Nobody knows the lock's combination but me. Just 5 little numbers. Well, if I ever do forget, I'll just check the instructional booklet. Then I'll remember. So now, let's go to the management chart. Oh, 5 little numbers, eh? Take a good look at that. Alright. Now, let's put it in. In case you didn't get it, it is 4, 5, 9, 1, 1. It's the combination some idiot would put on his luggage. But what's behind that door? Well, let's see.